Hello everyone, this is Paula and I am here today to be a part of something for Susan Brown. I am going to be a guest designer today and I don't have the name of everything ready. I can tell you I'm using the Eco Print in Blue by Susan, and I'm using another Eco paper and some tags and some different things, and I'm going to show those to you today, but I'll have the name when I do the flip through of those images or digitals. Okay, so I have been working on this off and on whenever I could, because life has been crazy, especially recently, as you know. So I decided, after talking with Susan, that I wanted, and looking at her digitals, that I wanted something outdoorsy. And so I decided to do a bee journal. I've never done a bee journal before. And I had several bee fabrics. And I just thought this would be, you get it? Okay, yeah, I know, it's goofy. This image on the front, I don't have the name of the person. I know these images have been around several different videos. I want to say it's Carol, but that's as far as I get. I'm going to investigate that and try to find out who she was so I can link her below in the final video. Yes, so that's that. This is one signature. It is going to have, I want to say, I don't have it in front of me, but I want to say it is 92 front and back. 92 pages front and back. Okay, so it's a big signature. And it was, I bound the book and I did slow stitch putting on this tea-stained bee fabric. And yeah, I made the book first and then I moved from there. I added this little bow because I just felt like it needed something, and I just tore it and added it just to see, and I really liked it and it was different. So we're going to go in and see the inside. Here is the back. It's all nice and grungy. So here we go. Now, this is the inside. I'm not doing a flip through right now. We're basically going to work on decorating the inside of this book. But I did put pockets on the front and back. And I did put a little rag bow from the brown. I used this brown on the inside, the blue on the outside, and trimmed out in this tea-stained bumblebee paper. Okay, I did use like 3 or 4 little pieces of cardstock that had bumblebees. Most of them are real playful type bumblebees. And so I thought since this fabric it would be fine. So, all right, here we go. Now, I have made several things to work in a bumblebee book. And we're going to stencil in the bumblebee book, and then I took I did a big huge batch of decoupaging with napkins, and I had a bee napkin, and it was a BU napkin. So I just used one napkin and did some decoupaging. Now this is a brown glassine type bag. Okay, I folded it to the size I wanted, and then I zigzagged around it. So I didn't trim any of this because usually it's not a problem. So I'm not going to on this one unless I decide the book is going to be too chunky. And then I might want to think about it. Okay, and then I did this time card. I just folded it and made a small, very small little pocket here and added some of this blue winged bees paper. And here is a tag I made just out of craft paper. And it really wanted to curl on me, and so I had to straighten it out. And then I used an old viewfinder image and put the bee in the middle, and then just painted this all black, or used marker. Looks really good. And then just put the word bee on the front of a collaged pocket that I had. So I like to use those when I can, because I just like the looks of them. Okay, so I did also make, what I was doing was trying to make things when I'd have 5 minutes here or 10 minutes here to get this book ready. Now, I'm not doing a whole series on it, but I am going to do decorating this book today. Now, the images or the things are made, and if I don't have enough things or ephemera or embellishments for this book, then I will make some more and come back and decorate again. We probably won't get it all decorated today. So I'll have to see how my time goes on whether or not we can do a second decorating the journal book video. Okay, so I also made a library pocket. I'm going to hold that up so you can see it here. This is just a regular library pocket that was tea stained, and I just covered it in some of this brown tea stained fabric, and then some of the blue, which left it with a little pocket in the front if you want to put a tiny tag. And then I just took and put some bumblebee washi at the top, and I glued that down so there's no problem with that coming apart, and a little bow. Now, I also did a belly band. And I just took a belly band out of the heavier paper that you get from a manila folder. And I frayed all the edges, and I stitched around it without the middle portion. Then came back and stitched and zigzagged around that portion and added a little, just a 1-knot little rag bow. And that is the belly band. These are going to be the first things we put down. I also did a flip for this book, and I did it out of this tea-stained bumblebees and out of the blue. Now, just so you know, the blue was also tea-stained. And then just a little flip here and a little blue bow. Thought it turned out cute. You know, simple can be cute. And I thought that was really pretty simple. So probably instead of putting the library pocket here, like you normally would, or here, although it does look pretty good there, doesn't it? I got to think about that, because I don't really want it on the inside folder, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it right here, and then go from there. So I'm using Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix. You can use either one. I'm using the, it's called the Sweet Sugar Bell bottle that you can get on Amazon. And the tip comes with it. And I got these little covers at Michael's that covered these tips. They just didn't have them both at Amazon. And they may even have these now at Michael's. I don't know. And I filled my Fabri-Tac in here, and it does keep it from doing like the big volcano thing. And I hated that so much that I was willing to invest in you get 2 bottles to a package. Okay, so let's start by putting this down. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I feel like it is crazy. The weather is crazy, okay? So, we're in Branson, Missouri, and we have had just little, dustings of snow here and there, but we were in all of that mess that Texas got, Oklahoma got, Kansas, and Missouri. But our side of Missouri, which, forgive me, I don't remember all the directions from here yet. I know that's crazy. but I'm terrible with directions anyway. But, yeah, we're here in the Ozarks. So if you hear Ozarks, you know it says. I'm going to glue this down. I don't want it to have a pocket in the back, just here in the front. Since we've got this extra little pocket, we may have to make something to go in there. But I'm going to show you how it will look. So you can do it like this. Just fill it full of little pockets. Those little tags go to another pocket. So we'll wait on those. So you want to make sure these are gluing down without any problems. I use quilt pins because I don't want to sell my books and have them come apart on someone. So I just do quilt pins, and I just leave them on for, you know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes and move on to the next project. But, yeah, I like to make sure they hold up. I like my books to hold up. Can't get anything over here, but I've really concentrated on getting that pushed down. And usually if the other corners are down, that corner is going to go too. So there we go. I think I want that turned over. I like to use the flat side on the front. I don't know why, I just do. So they have different kinds of these, but I really like the ones I ended up with. Okay, so there is the first page. All right, I'll tell you, this book feels really good when you're holding it. It is has just an awesome feel to it. So now I want to go through here. I'm going to show you. This is one of the Eco Dyed. It's done in yellows and browns and oranges. And then you have, let me find a blue one that shows the eco dyeing. Some of them do, and some of them she didn't do that with, I believe. Or maybe she did it with all of them. Here's a really good one. Most of them look this great or better. She did an excellent, look at this, right? Okay, she did an excellent job doing her eco dyeing. I have not attempted that yet. And I'm not a huge nature person, but, you know, I'm lucky to get my tea stain paper done. And that has not been happening lately. So both sides of the paper has been either tea stained or eco dyed papers. Look at that. Woo! That is awesome looking, isn't it? Okay, so I don't want to put pages right back to back, because that's not how I like to do. Usually I do so many as signature, but because this is one big signature, I'm going to do it a little different, but I want to go at least 5 pages apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I only do that if I feel like I'm thinking I needed a piece. For this, I'm going to have to use like a cardstock, but we can use this right here. Would be perfect for this flip. I avoid putting things in the spine just so it can help to not get your book all chunky. And so I like to kind of keep things to the right or to the left, depending on which side of the book you're in. So I'm going to pull it up a little ways, and then I'm going to glue underneath here so we can make sure it's down nice. Yeah. This won't go anywhere when I'm done. So there we go. And you just want to make sure it's all straight. Got my paper under me here because I can be messy sometimes. So I have to be careful when I put it on fabric, because it can stick to the other page if you're not careful. And you guys know I love glue. And again, I love using plenty of glue because I don't want it falling apart. And that is what I am attempting to do, is make it last a long time. I mean, I know there's people that don't put that much, and that's fine, to each their own. But I want my customers to know that they can count on me making sure it's not going to fall apart. If it does, I would be very surprised. Okay, so I'm getting all the glue off of here, if there's any on here. Just making sure there's no big stuff. Now, the thing I like about flips in journals is that I like that you can hide journaling if you want. You know, just an ordinary non-journaling person would not notice what that is, or even think about flipping it up usually. So, yeah, so you could hide some journaling here by adding a paper underneath. I don't do that. I feel like I don't need that much. And then here you go, underneath. I love the way it looks in the book. Okay, so now I'm going to go another 5 pages after this one. Now, not necessarily will I put the, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm waiting to get to cardstock to put the belly band on, so that will not be done in any particular order necessarily, unless it just happens to fall into the right place. Okay, so here is about 5 pages away. Now, I did several different type things to go in this book, and this is one of them I made. It is a floating pocket, or you can glue it down. It has a pocket here in the back, and I use grommets. You guys have seen me do this in a video before. And put that right in here. And I put the ephemera I used on those are both bee related. Then I did 3 little tags with the little bees on it. Just stamped them on and added them to this 3rd pocket down here. And I just ended up adding, I just used 3 little ones that weren't real thick, because, you know, these flat pockets aren't as wide. And then here's a strip of bee paper there. So what I've got to decide is this what I want to put on this particular page? I'm not so sure, but I do have this, which I like a lot too. Now this is going to stick up on the top because it has a giant tag. And that's okay. I like things that stick up and out to the sides and up just fine. And it's going to flip over. No, I did that one. It goes on this side. I have to always think about how I do them because it's different. Let me think for a minute why I decided to do it that way. I want you to have this to journal on, but I like this to be on the front. So we may have to make a different one. I have several of these. Or we can do it over here on this left-hand side. No, it's going to do the same thing either way. So I want to do it where it can open out and have the white back here. And you can do that. So I'll do that at another time. That's not a big deal. Now, we've also got just all kinds of fun stuff. We got pockets, and I want to start putting pockets down as we go along so that we can find places for all this goodness. This is an old letter I collaged, and I added a bee and a message here, an advertisement on bees. But this was an old vintage letter, and it is post dated, let's see, December, that's hard to make out, 9/12/11 is what I'm seeing, but I have a hard time believing that. April of 2019. I guess this is right, this one right here. Huh. But anyway, I went through a phase where I did a lot of collaging with these old vintage envelopes, and I would put in journaling cards, and I decided this would go perfect in this book, and so that's what we're going to do. And I wanted it to be different than just up and down. Now, we could do it like this, but I'm thinking do it like this might be better. So I want to look and see if there's not a place I want to use more than that one. I like to kind of coordinate one side to the other, and so I think that's what I'm going to do. You can see here is the bumblebee. Now, we're not going to worry about what's on the back because we're going to glue that down. We could have done like this, but it's just not as fun as this side. Okay, so I'm going to take that out for now. And I'm thinking I want it here or here. But I really don't want to cover up the stitching, so let's do it over here. I want to think on this one. I'm not quite sure where I want to put it yet. And you'll see me do that throughout the book. I'll decide one thing and change my mind. I'm looking at what all I have over here to play with. Now, this is a handkerchief that I covered a playing or a greeting card, the actual card itself with, and but first I stitched down the sides and made it a pocket, and then I added the other. It has a fly in it. It means fly, not like a fly. And this says Queen Bee, which I think is really cute. Okay, and I think I want to put that right there. I like that better for now. And I'm going to glue it down around both sides. And I'm trying to think, do I want to make it a double pocket? I don't generally go nuts doing double pockets and stuff unless I deliberately do them that way. Because I don't know. But I think we're going to this time. I don't have anything made to go in that second pocket yet, but we will. I just don't want it to glue to the second page. Let me see what I have here that I can put under there. Let's just do this under here. Put this plastic. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right, I just want to make sure I can see exactly where I'm laying it. I'm going to lay it right along the edge of the paper. And we're going to hold it down for a minute. So, we have so much snow that we have a drop-off in the back of our yard that is just the natural way it was, and we've decided we're going to leave it like it was built and used. But it's like a big drop off. Yes, I know that sounds bad, but we know it's there. The whole family knows it's there. And you could literally go out to that edge of the top portion and jump and go down to the bottom of the snow. It is so full of snow. It looks like a hill right now. But we know it's not a hill. We know you will fall to the bottoms of the snow if you jump off there. But, you know, if you knew it was safe underneath, like no tree stumps or limbs or anything, it'd be a fun place for kids to play. And the trees are just incredibly beautiful right now with all the snow. And you should have seen the ice. Oh, my goodness. The weird thing about the ice, which makes sense now that we know about it, is that you can literally, when you're down in the town, we're at a very high peak. When you're down in the town, you can look up to our mountain there where we're at the top, and we could see the ice on the tops of the trees up there, but they were not on any trees down in the valley. That just seems so cool to me. And when we were driving back up the hill, I know very little about mountains and bluffs and anything outdoorsy, but I love to look at it. Don't make me run or anything, and I'll be fine. But anyway, when we drove up, as we got off the flatter areas, the trees started having ice on them again. It was the coolest thing, you guys. I'm telling you. Okay, so right here is where you will put your journaling card. Now, these are tea stained. If you want to put a second one in, there is still another one, okay? I personally am just going to fill the one pocket. Okay, there we go. Now let's go another 5 pages or so. Ooh, this is a very dark one on this side, isn't it? What do we want to put on here? I'm thinking, no, because then it covers up that cool darkness. Let's put a pocket. Because if you put a pocket, you can now see that it's really going to show off this whole thing much better. So yeah, we've really enjoyed the snow, but man alive, it has been so cold. You guys, Sadie has not liked the snow in Branson. We ended up probably getting a total of 12 inches. I was going to say 12 foot. Whew, that's wrong. You might not be talking to me if we got 12 foot in here. Anyway, she hates she wants to go out all the time because she won't go when she's out there. I'm pulling this out toward the right so we don't bulk up the spine any more than necessary. Line it up, make sure it's straight. Anyway, she will not go. And I had to follow Rick because for some reason, sometimes she'll obey me if I just use my deep, scary voice. Not scary, but firm. That's different. And she went on the porch, but there was a lot of snow on the porch. because we didn't really clear it off because she just steps off the porch and goes potty and comes back in. She don't mess around. But anyway, she's fun to watch, but my husband gets so aggravated at her. He swears she waits until he sits down to want to go outside. I think she does. And she learned how to bounce the ball down the stairs. And my husband has a video of her doing it. And you guys, it's adorable. And she'll pick it up and go back up the stairs and do it again. Okay, so I zigzagged in blue across the top of the pockets. I tried to make the pockets out of cardstock because they're a little bit stronger. Just the regular pockets. And, yeah. So I'm getting any extra glue that might have squeezed out. And I think that's it. So we'll come back and fill pockets, you know, once we know what we're going to have. Okay. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay. Now, I have this book page I made I really like. And I mean, it just barely fits. And I'm sure I've got everything in here upside down. Nope, you are my sweet honeybee. I did use some journaling cards that I had. And then we have this little bee paper and a strip of the washi tape. So I think I want to put this right here. Let me see what I put last. I don't want to mimic anything. So we just did a pocket. So I'm going to turn it sideways and show you how close to the edge it is. Very close. Very close. I went around and trimmed around this edge. I'm going to do just a little bit more. I don't want to get too close because it kind of takes away from the looks. Okay, so maybe that will be enough to get the book down. All right. That's perfect. Now, I'm not going to glue the whole thing down. If you want an extra pocket, it'll be there. Or I'm going to see because I think it'll be too heavy to do that. I think it would end up ripping one of the pages. No, it'll be all right. I'll do that. I'll do that. Yes, I will do that. I'm not a singer, as you can tell. Yes, that's me being crazy. Now, I am going to make sure I have a little extra glue here on the ends. But you'll have a smaller pocket. Whoops. A little bit of glue right there. I don't want. Yeah, you have to be careful because this stuff will squeeze all out. All right, here we go. So, I got to make sure. Oh, it's this side. I'm like, which one is it? Okay, this is made out of old book pages, and I collage them into and do little pouches. What I call it is a little pouch. I'm going to pull it to the edge of the paper the best I can, and I am going to clip this one down because these have a tendency to want to curl up when they're drying from the glue and so forth. And so I just want to make sure they don't come off of here. Okay, so we want to do it right up here at the front and at the back. And this will take a little bit to dry. And the only way I would go back and glue under the whole thing is if it is determined not to hold by doing just the ends, because it's heavier than, you know, some of the things you would have in your book. It's like it totals like 4 book pages because I double up on my book pages. And yeah, so there we go. Now back here, I feel like I'm going to hold it for a second while we talk and while I get a drink. All right, now let's flip over. And you see here that you're going to have that pocket in the back and the pockets here. So you've got a total of 3 pockets. I put that one in the wrong one. It goes up here. Goofy. Yeah. All right, let's move on. The more we can see, the better, right? Okay, where are we here? Okay, we're going the opposite direction. The book's upside down. Silly me. I'm glad I noticed that. Now here is a book page, and this is where I plan on putting my belly band. But do I put it on this side or this side? I really like it right there. So that's where we're going to put it, but I'm going to lay it like this until all these clips are gone. And then we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. All right. So right here, I think it's time for one of the bee journals. Or how about this? See, I think that will look good with this over here. Now on this, I have not made anything for this pocket, but I will. I don't want to put anything too tall to cover up the cuteness. But this whole thing has to be glued down because it's pretty bulky. And I want to make sure it stays down. Okay. I love this blue paper right here. Look how pretty that is. Good job, Susan. I'm sure a lot of you already watch her channel. If not, I'm going to put a link below for her YouTube and her Etsy shop. She really has a knack for anything nature-like. She's good at it. And she loves it, and that is really important when you can be passionate about it. Okay, so we're getting this down really nice here. and we're going to do it on this brown side. I'm going to kind of bring it up and down, I think, just like that, so we stay out of the spine as much as we can. Now, this is going to be another one we have to clip, and I'm going to pull the clips off of that library pocket first. I've already got glue on my fingers because this is seeping out. I got a little carried away with the glue, which is what I do. But this side is wavy, and I just don't want that not to stay down. So I'll clean the glue up in just a second. That is why I'm hanging on to this side. It shouldn't be a problem. I just loaded it down with Fabri-Tac on the other side. It's just a matter of time, you know, for it to dry. I don't think there's that many people using Fabri-Tac anymore, unless it's something that like this that really needs to be held down well, because glitter glue has really been doing a good job for people, and I use it, but I can't get over how much I love the Fabri-Tac. I used to have a love-hate relationship because it would cause me grief all the time. But now it's, you know, I'm kind of feeling sorry for it because it's kind of been tossed to the curb. Not really. I just know I can count on it when I'm selling something that it's gonna hold. And I like knowing that. Okay. While this is being held down, I am cleaning up any glue because I've got to hold this portion here down for a few minutes. And I might as well be doing something useful. It's kind of how I look at it. Okay, now let's see. Get this down here, this down here. Now see, it just wants to do its own thing. So let me get this open a little bit. This is doing better here. If I had something to go in there and weight that down, I would. But see, it's already doing much better. So let's see what else we need to go back and look and see how that pocket here in the front did. It's down perfect. Perfect. Yay. That's what the clips do. They are champions. All right, so let's move along. Okay, so let's think for a minute. I really do like this bumblebee, but I don't want to put him up against... These clips will keep me from putting anything on that side for now. So, and I don't want to take up the tea stain areas because those end up being... I'm going to put something here to hold this space, and I'm going to come back to it. Let's see, what do we got here? Well, we got a music sheet, but we can flip it over and look at something here. Okay, so I'm thinking on this side we could put, we could do a side tuck, or I kind of like that side tuck. Or we could do another, I'm thinking out loud. It could be hazardous. No, I don't like that there either. So I am going to go with this side tuck. This is the paper for the center of the books. It has little bumblebees. It's really cute. So I decided it was going to be side tucks. Now, I'm going to try to do very small amounts of glue so it doesn't take up all the space underneath with glue spreading out. Because that does happen. And you don't have much room when you do side tucks anyway. So, you know. Okay, I'm going to put it over to this side. Now, I will also clip these down. Anything around the outside, I like to clip. I don't want to spend my whole time sitting here holding things, you know. But I always clean up the glue first. Because I don't like it to... I put it real close to the edge so it wouldn't have so much glue inside the pocket, just along the edges. And you can tell it when I roll it like this, it just comes right off. Okay, let's roll it right here. Whoops. Trying to bend my page, Paula. Okay. This is an adorable book. I have to say it's, you know, it's up there in the top 10 of books for me. I like how it turned out. And I think the people that are interested in it will like that as well. Okay. Just want to make sure it's staying down for us. Now I'm going to go back and see if I can unhook some of the others. Okay, there's the side tuck. Let's go back to this first one and see what it's looking like. I think I'm going to wait. It's such a heavy pouch. That one's too fresh and new, so we'll move on from this one. Let's see, this isn't 5 pages over, but I like the black. And I'm thinking I like the way that looks. So there's no rules as far as I'm concerned. If I like it, I like it. Now, I didn't cut the edges off of this, so I'm gluing toward the inside too, but not so close that it will seep. I want it to be able to stay down, but I don't want the glue inside the bag. Okay, so all right, I think that's ready to go down. Of course, I've got glue on my hands and it's not cooperating with me. There we go. I like the way that's turning out. And yes, I'm going to clip it. I'm the clipping lady today. It's just barely going to be able to be clipped. Okay. My husband fixed some steak fajitas the other night that were so yummy. I kid you not. And so tonight we're doing chicken to see if he can do as well. I said, honey, you need to see if you're as good at chicken as you are steak fajitas. Yes, I did say that. I'm guilty. Let me see how much time we have. We've got about 5 minutes, so not much time, but I do want to fix this little separation of the bag right here. So you can put a pocket behind this one too, and or a tag behind it as well, and you should be good to go with that one. Now I'm gonna see if the collaged, I don't know if I've already used it or not. What did I do with the big collaged tag? Oh, it's right in front of my face. Here it is. I have a feeling this is going to be too big, and I'm going to have to either shorten it, because look at that. See, it goes all the way up. But I got to tell you, I kind of like it. So I'm not going to worry about it. If I decide to use it, I'll let the owner decide. And yeah. All right, guys, this is where we're going to stop for now. And I'm going to do a second video to decorate the second half, and then we'll do a flip through. So I hope you've had fun seeing this guest design book or journal. And remember to go over to Susan Brown's Etsy and YouTube channel. I'll link it below. She does amazing things, especially beautiful nature things. She also has some beautiful tags over there that happen. Some of them happen to have bees in them. And some journaling cards. Here's some of the journaling cards. And yeah, I love her work. Yeah, they're really pretty, and the tags are similar. So, I'll see you in the next video where we'll decorate the second half of this journal. See you then. Bye-bye now.